Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka Billy Indiana. Today I'm going to do another Kickstarter unboxing. I've had quite a few Kickstarter arrivals here in the last few weeks, and this one is called Oak. It's a Game Brewer published game. I'm going to open up and show you what comes in this Kickstarter edition. If you're curious, stay tuned. So Oak is a game that I've been looking forward to, game designed by Wim Goossens and art by Macy Janik. I'm not sure how you pronounce that name, but you can see it's kind of a neat, clear black, a lot of reflection right now on the edges. You can see it just says 1 to 4 players, 90 minutes, 12 age and up, and it kind of says that same thing just around the edges. Nothing too fancy. It's very clean and just solid color. Let's go ahead and open it up so we can get rid of some of this glare. It says we got a little warning, small part choking hazard thing here. It's probably true for every game. This one has an interesting setup or style or design where you're going to have these meeples, which are shaped very interestingly, and then you can sort of adorn those meeples with various pieces of equipment or clothing to change their functions. So let's go ahead and see what's inside this box. And what's interesting, one interesting thing, we've got this really stark black box, and yet the game itself is very colorful. So we can see, here's our rule book. It says, in the center of a vast but hidden forest stands a mighty sacred oak, a majestic tree that was already a sapling when the world was young. It's been said that from this wood the ancients crafted the first animals and humans. Druidic orders from far and wide gather around the roots to bathe in the oak's glory, to grow their discipline, and to show their devotion. Archdruids sanctify sacred places and erect rune-etched stone menhirs. Bards gather stories to take on their recruitment travels. Ovits read the omens to gain a glimpse of the things to come. Talon masters use force to defend their order's beliefs. Will you be able to prove to the sacred oak that your order is worthy? Will you be able to unlock the secrets of the ancients? And so here we can see a components list right inside the cover. And here you can see the different upgrades that go on those druids. We've got our setup page, the player setup and overview of the game. And again, with some of these Kickstarters, it's been so long since I watched the videos and learned a little bit more about the game. I don't really remember much about the gameplay right now, so it's gonna have to go through the rules again. So we've got cards, victory points, how to play step by step. Lots of pictures and examples. I like that. And then we've got final scoring and game end, and then we've got the Eclipse variant, and then the solo mode. And then we've got a nice appendix here to explain all the different moot cards. And then druidic orders, elder druids, and potion tiles. I like when there's a nice appendix to be able to look things up. Artifact tiles and creature cards as well. Then on the back, oh, I really like this. And there's a lot of icons apparently. And I like it when you can go to one place, easily find, and just pass this around so people can see what all those icons are. So really appreciate that. All right, so that is the rule book. Then we've got an advertisement for Palace of Carrara. I've also done an unboxing for that one, so you can look on my channel and see that one if you're interested. We got a punch board here, and not sure what we're seeing exactly here. Some really pretty art along the oak, it looks like. It's front and back there. These look to be identical, so I'm not sure if each player is going to have kind of a similar setup. We just got different colors here. This is the yellow and the darker green. Here we got purple, but this part seems to be the same. And then orange. And then here we've got some more pieces. Looks like we're going to be building something here. I don't know if it's a player shield or what that is. We can take a look real quick here, I guess, and see what we have. We got ancient boards. Yeah, quick. I thought maybe a quick look would tell me, but not seeing it here too quickly. So yeah, I have to read those instructions and figure out what all these pieces are for and what they assemble into. And then, okay, download building instructions here. So I'll watch that video. And then we've got the board, and this looks to be a quite large board. It is really thick, really thick and heavy. So we've got a scoring track along the outer edge. We've got the big oak tree right in the middle, the focal point of the game. We've got some spots over here. Looks like to place some workers. We've got some spots down here in the corner and this corner as well. Really beautiful art and lots of things in the tree itself. On the back, we've got a nighttime view, and so I don't know if that changes the gameplay or if it's just sort of a different way to see it. You've got the fireflies, looks like all lit, lighting up, or maybe lanterns or lamps down there below. So real pretty touch to the game there, having the two colors. Again, not sure how that affects or if it affects gameplay. Similar boxing here if you watch the Palaces of Carrara, in terms of just not a fancy game trays insert, but just a simple cardboard insert. We've got, like in Palaces of Carrara, a nice little bag with oak printed on it. We've got some cards here, so we can crack open those here in a minute and see what's in those. We've got, here are the upgrades for the different druids. So the things that will just snap on. Looks like we've got some kind of little cape here. Not sure what this is. Some kind of armor, perhaps. Another cape. And then we've got, again, some kind of maybe a breastplate. Oh, no, satchel looks like. Another cape, another cape. We got some sort of, this looks more maybe like a helmet with antlers on it. So kind of interesting. Another one of those, another satchel. Yeah, so these adornments are going to be attached to those druids. So pretty cool. And then over here we've got some smaller punch boards. These are a little harder to get out, but we've got some pieces there that are going to punch out. So this looks like it's going to have a lot of punching and sorting here. Might be using a lot of baggies to organize this. We'll have to see. Without kind of a game trays insert, I'm not sure exactly the best way to store it. We'll have to see what the gameplay involves. All right, this is interesting because here we've got, this is a board here. Okay, so on this side it looks like it's just something to hold it up perhaps. And then we've got, looks like some things that punch out here. Maybe, oh, and then underneath, these show up underneath. So yeah, interesting dual layer approach to that. And then, let's see, are these, yep, these are more of those dual layers. So each player, these must be the individualized player boards. All right, and they all have that dual layer design. Oh, okay, get some instructions down here. So A and B, C, so it's giving you some information about where to store things. Probably a little more info on that video that was linked with the QR code. And then here we've got the druids, we've got the purple player, the teal player, the yellow player, and orange. And these are nice wooden screen printed. I can open up the orange ones and let you see a little clearer. So nice screen printed look to them. So pretty cool. And then we've got some tiles and some, looks like some kind of a wreath and some cylinders. These kind of oval shaped cylinders. We got some little triangles here with some funky design on. Again, screen printed, really nicely done. Then we've got some tiles, looks like different resources perhaps here. So things printed on there. And looks like the rest may be more of those. Let's see. We've got, again, some more tiles. These have some different emblems on them, but green on one side, green leaves on one side, and then a different symbol on the other. So let's get that one out. There we go. Some of these are kind of stuck together. Hopefully that's not going to damage. Yeah, they came apart pretty easy. So it looks like almost some kind of a root picture there on the edge, on the one side. So they all have the same back. I assume that's so face down, you can't tell them apart. This one seems to have some sort of little berry printed on the one side. And then we've got one with mushrooms printed on one side. And then we've got one with an acorn for the oak tree printed on one side. All right, let's take a quick look at the cards here. Hopefully, yes, they have an easy open tab. I love that. All right, so we'll take a look here. I'm not sure what these cards represent. These look almost like they might be for solo play. They look kind of like an autonomous sort of a card here. Don't know that to be true for sure, but that's maybe not. But that's kind of what they look like, step-by-step directions almost on the cards. And then you have some different cards here. These look to be pretty much the same on this side, and yep, pretty much the same on that side. So those are a couple of the cards, and we got one more stack here. So not a card heavy game, but definitely a few cards in here that impact the gameplay. All right. And then we've got some characters, it looks like here, with some resources at the bottom, perhaps, and number at the top. So this is Slow Namarb Bodak. And we've got Selkie, Bogart, Debarchu, Each Wizzy. I have no idea how you say these, but really kind of cool art, and they have all these different emblems at the bottom. Pixie Queen. Some of these are easier to read than others. Yeah, so I like the art a lot on the cards. Fear Gorts. Yeah, so I don't think I'll go through every single card, but you can see a lot of really cool art. Oh, I like that one a lot. And then we've got at the end, it looks like more, like I said, these could be for solo play or maybe not. Maybe they're for regular play. They have different colors, different emblems, and seems like some sort of a progression down the middle. So there you have it. That's what comes in the deluxe edition of Oak, the Kickstarter version. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing the different components and what comes in the box. If you did, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up down below. And it'd be terrific if you'd choose to subscribe to the channel as well. If you have questions about it or comments, maybe you've had a chance to play this one already, leave those comments down below. As always, thanks for watching. This is Billy Indiana, signing off.